Liverpool, you what? Every single one of them. Might need some aspirin though and a crash team on standby, but I'd give it a good go, do you know what I mean? All right, guys, how's it going? So I've been to the cafe this morning and I have reviewed today's Spanish football dailies for you. As you can see, there is one behind me and you can see what this is going to be about. I have recorded an update for Golazo España. That's my Spanish football channel. The link is in the video description. It pops up on the screen as well at the end of the video, I think, if you want to pop over there and see what all the papers have been saying about, Spanish football in general. But staying with Liverpool, I've got a few videos to make for you today, and I think this one will be of interest to you. So, the article is published in AS, which is obviously a pro-Real Madrid newspaper. You've always got to bear that in mind. Propaganda, arrogance, whatever, yeah? I to be honest with you, Marca, I think, is a little bit more, a bit more serious. I don't know. Yes, they seem to publish more articles about Alexander-Arnold than Marca, and they tend to be more speculative. But this one's really interesting. I'm going to run it by you because this is supposedly giving you a bit of insight as to what Liverpool are doing in the background that we're not aware of in England at the moment. It's whether you choose to believe it or not, but it sounds believable. So I'm going to skip through it with you, right? So basically it's titled Alexander-Arnold Green Light with Conditions. If Madrid want to register Trent for the Club World Cup, they must compensate Liverpool. We know this. We've been talking about this on here for what feels like months, way before these claims came out in the British media, if you like. And so basically it goes on to say, until it's signed, it's not a done deal. The situation between Alexander-Arnold and Madrid is heating up. It's practically a done deal, except for one thing, the final handshake. Trent's contract is running out and he's turned down all attempts from Anfield to renew. That's no secret, and there have been plenty of offers, from Liverpool to him. In fact, down by the Mersey, there's still a glimmer of hope. I find that an interesting claim coming from Madrid. They're not saying like it's all dead, whatever, that Liverpool have got no chance. They're basically saying, that whether you believe it or not, is that Liverpool have still got that little bit of hope that maybe they could get into U-turn. All right? I think that's an interesting point. I don't know if you think so, but I do. More wishful thinking than reality, though. As Madrid are ready to speed things up. The when is which is Madrid's biggest concern. Sorry, I'm just trying to skip through everything here and give you what you need to know. So basically, when they can make it happen is Madrid's biggest concern. The biggest question at the Bernabeu, will they be able to count on the Scouser for the Club World Cup? The tournament kicks off on June 14th, but Trent is under contract with Liverpool until June 30th. According to sources consulted, if Liverpool finally accept that the battle is lost, they wouldn't oppose letting him go early, but under certain conditions. Obviously, it's to do with money, right? The main and most obvious condition, the player must formally inform the club. According to English sources quoted by this newspaper, the relationship between the right back and the club remains good. Quote, there's still a good vibe. They simplify. However, quote, they haven't forgotten he's leaving without bringing in a transfer fee. And here comes the next condition, and this is the bit that I think you might find interesting. The number 66 would have to be willing to forego his June wages. Remember, this is a claim coming out of Anfield, right? So if we want to believe that they've got sources, the claim from Anfield is, if we're going to make this happen, you're not just going to give us a bit of money, he's going to have to give up his wages. That figure is just under 1 million euros, around £860,000. You'd have to verify that. I'm not very good with maths and shit, and I'm not interested really. Part of the 11 million euros, 9.4 million pounds he earns annually in his final year with the Reds. That's the ball Liverpool would place in Trent's court. The next step involves Madrid, another expected condition, a goodwill payment. This would be a favour on Madrid's part, but not a free one. The amount wouldn't be astronomical. It would be under 1 million euros because Liverpool understand that given the current situation, they're already losing the player on a free. And this way, they would at least save part of his wages and receive a small bonus. In total, Trent's early release would be priced at... Fuck off, I hate flies. Trent's early release would be priced at somewhere between 1.5 and 2 million euros. That's 1.3 million pounds to 1.7 million pounds. The final step would then just be an administrative formality for Madrid registering the player. FIFA's opened 2 special transfer windows for Club World Cup participants. One runs from June 1st to June 10th. Madrid debut on the 18th against Al Hilal, and another from June 27th to July 3rd for clubs needing reinforcements in the quarterfinals. A fucking joke of a situation, I think, personally. Madrid are targeting the first window. Carvajal might be fit for the opener, but only after a tough injury spell. Alexander-Arnold is the solution for the season, and they hope also for the Club World Cup. Now, those of you that follow my updates from Madrid, if you like, I think you'll agree with me that this is an interesting article. It's just not the usual guff, you know what I mean? It's detailed, but I don't know. Like I say, this publication publishes a lot of articles. I've seen more in this publication about Trent than I've. Marca tends to be more, I don't know, just more believable sometimes. But I believe this. I'm inclined to believe these claims about what Liverpool would be expecting. The thing is, they talk about English sources, so I'm trying to, as I was going through the article with you, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, who the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be honest with you, my first, thought was, Joyce, something like that, because the journalists do communicate with each other. I proved that last year, I think, with something that Joyce had mentioned in an article or something, and then they talked about a journalist at the Times, focusing on Liverpool, but didn't name him. So it made me think that I just can't imagine, Richard Hughes or Edwards speaking to these, So I don't know. Maybe these sources are just made up and it's all nonsense and propaganda. I don't know, but it sounds realistic to me. What do you think, guys? I think it's interesting. So there you go. That's the latest regarding Trent Alexander-Arnold and Real Madrid. I don't know what's going to happen, guys, with this. I suspect he's going to go there. I wouldn't, if he is going to go there, as many of you will feel, and I'm sure many of you are like me, just fucking get on with it. I can't imagine an update coming out before the parade, because then he'd be subjected to everything at the parade. But they mentioned in the article that Liverpool would have that little glimmer of hope, and the constant reporting from both publications in Madrid has always been Liverpool will not give up. They will continue to try. And a long time ago, you will remember that they said, Liverpool are hoping that the emotions, if they win a major trophy, win the league, obviously we have now, but back then it was if they do, maybe that pressure, that being at Anfield and soaking it all up might make him muter. That's always been something they've mentioned, and you guys know that I do have a contact in Madrid now at Marca, who's the best journalist, I think, regarding Real Madrid. And, he was saying that, I'm not going to go over that story again. I'm sure you all know. If you don't, then fine, I'll mention it again. But he was basically saying that despite what you read, despite the confidence coming from Madrid, that they know that they could get stung, until they come, was what was said to me, until they come, Trent and his peoples, and actually ink the deal and sign the deal, which hasn't been done yet. Real Madrid are always going to think anything could happen, because if you follow your football and you know football and you're not naive, you know that anything can happen. I've been doing this now for nearly 3 decades, and I've seen some of the most fucking fucked up U-turns ever, and gone, how the what? So I would never be surprised with anything. And it happened to Real Madrid before. It happened with Alphonso Davies recently, but I was told that's not comparable. They weren't that. The agent messed them about for ages. They didn't try to offer money to make the deal happen. They really want Trent. That's the difference here. But the example that was given to me was Mbappe in 2022, telling him for a year, I'm going to sign, I'm going to sign, I'm going to sign, I'm going to sign. And then the week he was supposed to sign, he U-turned and didn't sign. He went on to eventually, but he didn't, despite saying it for a year. So because Madrid have been in that situation before, until Trent signs, they're always going to be like, you might see in the papers, well, it's practically done and we're almost there and we're all, Real Madrid and all that. But internally, until he commits, and there's always going to be people that are like, could winning the league, maybe get in his head and go, Trent, how can you do it? So, but these claims here, Liverpool's still trying, you never give up, right? And what was the other thing? Just the specifics of what Liverpool would expect to make it happen. I believe it. I do believe this. So I will leave it with you. You let me know what you think. I'll keep an eye on these friends of ours in Madrid and let you know if I see anything tomorrow. All right, guys? So don't forget, Golazo España, my other channel. I think I did speak about this. Did I speak about this today? No, I spoke about Zubimendi and the new... doesn't matter. You'd have to go over there. I'm not telling you what I spoke about. So yeah, that's it, guys. If you appreciate the video, if you like this video, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. Your comments are really important. What do you think about this article? I know it's new claims. It's new claims. Remember that. And I would really like your opinions on this one. I read every comment, trust me. And I acknowledge every comment as well. What was the other thing? Oh, yeah. And if you want to buy me a coffee or a beer, but I'm not having a beer till Sunday, you can hit the super thanks button. It's the love heart under the video. I'll give you a shout out in tomorrow morning's briefing, all right? And I do the morning briefings on @Duncan the other YouTube channel. Links in the video description about me. I did an update on there. I've done all my acknowledgements today. And that's it. All right, guys. We'll speak soon. Oh, I'll be live on here at 1 o'clock this afternoon, UK time, if you want to come along for a natter.